Hi and welcome back. Today we are going to cover a small tutorial on web application vulnerabilities testing with Burp Suite and DVWA, which is Damn Vulnerable Web Application. If you don't know how to install DVWA, we have shared it on our channel in our previous tutorial. You can check it, and there is a detailed instructions how can we set it up and run it on our computer. So first of all, we'll start our XAMPP and on Windows 11 machine, and then we'll try to see the application which is hosted on our Windows 11 computer. As you can see, our PHP is running and our XAMPP dashboard is there. So if I'll try to go to Damn Vulnerable Web Application, it would show us this interface of it. Now it means that the application is running on it, and you must make sure that this application is active and running on your Windows 11 platform. The other thing is that we'll keep it running. In the meantime, we'll open the command prompt and we'll type ipconfig, and it would show us the IP address of our Windows 11 machine. Then we'll go to our Kali Linux, and we are going to open a terminal window over here, and I'll type ifconfig, so it would give us the IP address of our virtual machine, which is Kali Linux. Now as you can see that the IP address of our Windows 11 machine is 192.168.176.132, whereas on our Kali box we have 192.168.176.129. So now we need to check the connectivity in between both computers. So we'll try to ping 132, which is our Windows 11 machine, and as you can see that we can see a response from our Windows 11 machine. Now we'll do the same thing on our Windows 11, and we'll try to check if we have the connectivity for that, and 192.168.176 and the IP address of our Kali box, which was 129.129. So you can see that there is a response. It means that both computers can see each other, and we'll be able to run Burp Suite and can penetrate in the application which is hosted on our Windows 11 machine. Now in case if you're not getting any ping response from your Windows 10 or 11 machine, just make sure that you have turned off the firewall on this one so that you can reach the other machine. The other thing that I would like to check is that I would like to go to the browser of Kali Linux, and we'll try to reach this machine, which is Windows 11, just to see that if Kali box can see the application which is hosted on Windows 11. So in order to do that, I'll type in the IP address of my Windows 11 machine, and then I'll type DVWA and press enter, and as you can see it's the same Damn Vulnerable Web Application which we can reach from Kali Linux as well. So now everything's set so far. Now we'll start using. We don't need anything on Windows 11 at the moment. We'll be working from Kali Linux, and we'll try to penetrate in the application which is there on Windows 11. So you'll keep this application running, but we'll be focusing on Kali Linux now. So as you can see, we are on our Kali box, and you can see it in the taskbar. We have the icon for Burp Suite. If it is not there, you can go to applications, click on web application analysis, and you'll find Burp Suite over here. So it would load Burp Suite on your computer, but before it loads, I want to show you one thing on our Damn Vulnerable Web Application. If I log in over here with the default username and password, and once we are logged in, if I'll go to brute force and I'll log in over here, we'll see this statement that welcome to the password protected area admin. So keep this thing in mind. When we'll penetrate in the application, I'll show you that this statement would appear in the source code so that you can relate to it. So that's the initial interface of Burp Suite, and we'll click next. Then we'll select use burp defaults, and we'll start burp over here. Now once the application would load, if you're using Sandbox, I would highly recommend to change one thing, which is clicking on Burp, then go to settings and go to Burp browser and check this thing. Otherwise it's not gonna run on your computer. So let's get started, and in order to start the process, we are going to go to Target, and we would like to open a browser which is of Burp Suite itself. It asks for the password. You can enter the password. If it accepts, it's fine. If it doesn't, just press cancel and it would load the browser over here. Now just keep an eye in the background that as soon as I'll try to access the page, you'll see some changes in the background. So I'll try to access the login page. As you can see, it showed that we are trying to browse something on the browser, and press enter. Now here I'll log in to the admin portal of it. And the first thing we would like to do on the browser of Burp Suite is that we can go to DVWA Security and change the settings to low over here. Now we'll submit it, and then we'll click on brute force so that we can start it. So before we do that, we'll have to go to proxy, and I'll check the intercept on so that it can intercept the communication that would take place on this page, which is the username and password. And that's our main goal, that we need to capture it and we need to check it for other username and passwords if this application is vulnerable enough where we can pass in different username and passwords and exploit the vulnerabilities in the application. So I'll press admin and the password of it and log in. So as you can see that it has captured some more details over here. Now the next step should be that I would right click on this feedback that we received on the page, and I'll send it to the intruder. Now if I'll send it to the intruder, you can see that this one is black at the moment. It's gonna turn orange since we'll have to perform certain operations over there. So I'll click on send to intruder, and as you can see it's orange. I'll click on it, and now we'll have to remove some of the settings in this one. So for that, we'll select the information and we'll clear this sign from it, just to make sure that we are focusing on the parts where we want to crack the username and password in this statement. Now if you remember, we changed the security settings to low. It even intercepted that, and it even have the PHP ESSID over here, which is for the cookie. So if we need to crack the username and password, I'll select admin over here, and I'll select add sign, and so that it knows that it has to crack the username and the password. So I'll select this thing and click add over here as well. Once that's done, we'll have to use a payload, but before that you can select the attack type over here, and this time I'm going to use cluster bomb. I'll show you with the sniper as well, but with the cluster bomb, once we'll select it, I'll select the payloads, and you can see that we have two payload sets that we need to add over here. So I'll select one, and then I'll add certain words over here, or the terms that would be required in order to look in the password lists. So the words would be admin, for example. Then I can enter password, I can enter 1234, I can enter username, and I can enter user. So once that's added, you're going to select the list number 2, and I'll enter the same things over there, and 1234, username and user. Now once that's done, we are going to click on start attack. So you'll get this warning that you're going to crack the password. Now let me expand it a little bit and drag it down. You'll have to keep an eye on this length. Whenever the length changes, it means that it has cracked the password over there. Like if I'll click on this one, and if I'll see the response of it, first of all, you can see that it has cracked the password as username and the password as password. And the other thing is, if I'll go to the response of it, and remember I told you a statement that welcome to the admin page, you'll be able to see it somewhere in the code over here. Like here you go, welcome to the password protected admin. So it means that it has successfully penetrated in the application, because it was a vulnerable application. It wasn't using HTTPS in order to protect the communication which is taking place on the network. Now I'll show you that how can we do the same thing using the sniper mode, in which I'll be using John the Ripper password list, which is available on our Linux platforms. Now I have performed the same operations as we did earlier, but this time here, instead of selecting the cluster bomb, I'm going to select sniper. Now once that's done, we'll go to payloads and I'll load the word list from here. And if you don't know where is it, you can go to user share and word list, and you'll be able to see the word list which are there on Kalibox. Now I'll click on John list, and as you can see, it has loaded the list over there, and then I can start the attack. Now once it would progress again with cracking the passwords, you can see the progress up here, and again if you'll sort it with the length of it, you can see that there is something over here where the number changed. And let's try to see the response of it. And if we'll browse through the coding of it, if it is cracked, we'll see the message over here that welcome to the password protected area. So it has successfully penetrated using the John the Ripper password list as well. So that's how we check the vulnerabilities in the applications. I hope you understood it. That's it for today. Thank you very much.